Yo, great freaking Monday to you all. At whatever moment of time and in whichever point of space you find yourself watching this, just know that whatever you see someone else doing, try to understand that it is likely that not one thing that individual is now doing, not one thing that you may admire about that individual, came to that individual naturally. Some individuals may be and will be born with a propensity for the things that they do that appear praiseworthy and admirable and worthy of respect and admiration. But most people, it didn't come to them out of the blue. They weren't born with it. These individuals likely had to work for it. They didn't even, many might not have even known that that was it, They simply enjoyed the fluidity with which, they expressed themselves, was able to bring a sense of joy to them, in fighting, in any kind of sports, in arts, in music, in teaching and in writing, in reading and communicating. Whatever these individuals may find themselves doing right now and, producing value through, oftentimes did not come natural. To some individual, it just, they just stumbled upon it, right? They just stumbled upon it while working on themselves, while working on figuring out what it is that they have been born to do. Because there are many pleasures. We can get lost, and some of us fall prey to the addictions that make us lose ourselves in life. Sex, procrastination, sloth, lust, greed, and gluttony, envy and hate, wrathfulness, deceit. These lack of vision and pride, arrogance, these 7 major vices can really cloud our judgment, can really cloud our ability to see how it is that we have been born to not only enjoy life, but to actually be of value to life, right? To ourselves and to our loved ones, to humanity as a whole. But when we begin to do things on purpose for a predetermined purpose, i.e. a goal, it becomes easier. It becomes easier for us to figure out how it is that we are supposed to leave our footprint in life. How it is that we are supposed to make our life meaningful. How we are, to make ourselves worthy of respect, of admiration, of being remembered. Rather than, seeking these superficial things through validation, right? by not being ourselves, by instead putting on a mask that really hides our true, authentic self. When we do focus on our body, our mind, our soul, our relationships, how we can be of value, i.e. our goals, what is our purpose in life, why have we been born, why are we dealing with the things that we are dealing, the emotional, the familial problems, the relationship problems, the financial problems, the stressors and traumas and health issues that we are dealing with. What have we been born to do? What can I do in life? How can I make life easier for myself and family? When we begin to work on those, 5 main aspects, or those 3 main aspects, body, mind, and soul, and we begin to cultivate the relationships and to ask ourselves questions that, seek to identify a reason as to the purpose and meaning of our life, it becomes, I'm not going to say easier, but over time, if you begin to act, not just wish and visualize and daydream and hope and try to attract things to you, if you begin to act in accordance with the revelations that are made to us, through us asking these questions, then we will begin to, produce works in our life that to others appear as though they came naturally. If we do seek to make ourselves in whatever endeavor, whatever venture, whatever business we seek to do in life, whatever we seek to make of our life, if we seek to do it, to the best of our ability, providing the highest possible value, giving the highest possible quality of service that we can give to the greatest number possible, things begin to make more sense. Life begins to flow. Even in the hard times, it just feels right. Even the struggle feels right. You might not even any longer dread the struggle. You might look forward to it because you see the value in it. Like working out for the body that you want. It might feel like a nuisance sometimes, but over time, you begin to appreciate it. You begin to look forward to it. It energizes you. And even after you're done, rather than feeling drained because of the work that you put in, you feel energized to do more positive things. Me personally, and I've said it before, none of the things that I do today came naturally to me. Not one. Not fighting, not reading, not writing, not speaking, even less swimming, which is, something that I've adapted, and made it a habit that I want to consistently continue to practice for many, many, many years to come. And none of these things came naturally to me. I grew up feeling like a coward. I got left back multiple times. I dropped out of regular high school, so I never graduated regular high school. My comprehension sucked. My math sucked. My reading sucked. My writing and grammar sucked. And grammar still sucks to this day. It is not the best grammar. I sucked at swimming. You know, whenever it came time to swim, especially in the Marine Corps, I get fucking anxiety. I wouldn't display it. I wouldn't talk about it, but I felt it. And now today I do it daily. Same thing with fighting. When situation came, unless I was under the influence of alcohol, I always felt anxious and fearful. What if I get hurt? What if I hurt someone? Now, I'm very relaxed. Actually, the anxiety turns into excitement now whenever I think of fighting. And I gotta calm myself down. I'm like, relax. You could really hurt somebody. It's very unlikely that you get hurt, but it's very likely that you hurt someone else. So my confidence is way up. But it was never like this. And this is why, this is why I say, whenever you see someone doing something that looks as though it came naturally to them, whenever you see someone get lucky, try to understand. Don't be so pessimistic, and don't downplay other people's works. Those things came through hard work. The luck that they continue to experience on the regular has been designed. It is not happening by default. Opportunities present themselves only to the mindset that has garnered the skill sets necessary to take advantage of opportunities as they make themselves readily available. Riches are drawn to a rich mindset. And riches don't only come in material form. That's the most based. The most based form of riches is the material riches. But those material riches allow us to create even greater, experiences and opportunities for even more riches. Not just for ourselves, but for others in our environment, in our sphere of influence. Riches come in the health of our body, in the wisdom and wealth of our mind and our spirit, in the richness of our relationships, in the emotional richness of our relationships, right? And in the richness of the consciousness that we are capable and at liberty to embody, which allows us, to put into action goals, to have the opportunity to manifest not just our wishes, but our visions for life by, our creative capacity. It is said that, in the good book, that we are made of clay, that we are made in the image of the Creator, and that the Creator breathed the breath of life into us, and we were turned from clay into this physical moving machine that we call the human body. That this is the temple of the Most High, of consciousness, of the universe. That we are the universe living as the human animal, the only animal that is able to think, to write, to pass on information, not just through genetics, but through material things, by inscribing knowledge, information to future generation on pieces of paper, on skin, and now on technology. It is said that we have been made in the image, but that image is not the body but the mind. Because the only thing that differentiates us from any other animal, from a horse, from a dog or a pig, is the mind. That is the only difference between us and any other animal. It's not the body, it's the mind. It's not that we have 5 fingers and 4 fingers and a thumb. No, it's the mind. Our mind is what makes us different. Our mind is what allows us to, put these animals, our cousins, our animal cousins, into good use for our benefit and for their benefit. When we, obviously conduct ourselves in a reciprocal manner with nature, with respect and reverence, because we understand the worth of animals and nature itself. But going back, what you see anybody in this reality having, more likely than not, that individual has earned it. It did not come naturally to them. They had to work on it. They had to refine it. Like a pitcher refining his pitch. Like a Manny Ramirez or Sammy Sosa or whatever other baseball player refining his swing. Like a Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan, or LeBron James, refining their basketball game, their free throw, their 3-point. Like everything good in life, everything that seems like perfection has been something that has been refined through repetition, because repetition is the mother of all achievement. Be just doing it over and over and over and over and over again, like putting gold to the furnace so that you can remove all unnecessary impurities out of it, so that all that is left is 0.999, 24 plus karat gold, purity. You get what I'm saying? Like a diamond being just refined and crushed out by thousands or millions of years of pressure, until all that is left is this crystal, this incredibly durable crystal that can be used to mine through metals. And that's the same thing with us. We can visualize, we can write things on papers and hope and pray and wish and burn candles and burn paper and burn leaves and burn wood and wish for things to happen. But if we do not act in accordance and in alignment with the laws that have been put into motion around us, the mental laws, the physical laws, the spiritual laws, the emotional laws, the vibratory laws, the laws of cause and effect, meaning that if you want a seed to grow out of a tree, you must plant that seed in the soil and water it and nurture it if need be and take care of it. That we must wisely, apply ourselves on a daily, to the best of our ability, doing as much as we can to the best of our ability with whatever it is that we have, as often as possible. And that we must commit to the accomplishment of our task. And that we should live as though our task has already been accomplished, therefore living in a state of gratitude every day with thanksgiving for having our desires already fulfilled, and simply understanding and aiming to live in the consciousness and the awareness that we are simply going through the motions of accomplishing that task which we already have in the future, but which we are in the now living in the manifestation of it. And they say that, like, you know, your future is not ahead of you, but it is inside of you. Like your gifts, they're not, you don't got to go out looking for them. They're already in you. You just got to recognize them. Sometimes it might take grabbing a piece of paper and just writing things down. Taking your ideas out of your imagination, out of the realm of imagination and fantasy, into the realm of reality, placing them from the invisible into the visible, like this board that I have behind me, just filled with writings, right? So that I can consistently look at it and, you know, maybe erase things that have already been accomplished, or erase things that no longer make any sense, that were just, you know, thoughts that were influenced by external environments, but that not really truly come from within myself. A lot of us are walking around with other people's ideas, other people's desires, corporation, institutions, governments, religions. We're walking around with what they have been saying, you know, what these external forces have been saying we should want, rather than what we want, what we should accomplish, rather than what our core self is telling us we should accomplish, we need to accomplish, we have to actually get done in our life in order for our life to feel like it has meant something. For each and every one of us is going to be different. I mean, I'm not telling you to do what I do. I'm advising you, and I'm aiming to bring some clarity and some awareness as to what things are best to focus on. None of them in any specific order, right? Your body might already be right. You might just need your mind. Your soul might be right, but you're lacking in the intellect and in the body. Your intellect might be right, but you're lacking in the body and in the spirit. Your money might be right, but you're lacking in relationships. You're lacking in spirit. You're lacking in your body. Your mind is right, because without your mind, you wouldn't have gotten the money. But this is why I suggest these 5 basic things: body, mind, soul, health, intellect, internal wealth. How? Gratitude. Emotional awareness. Relationships. Relationships matter. Our family matter. Our friends. Your circle is going to greatly determine what becomes of you in life. If you're not mindful, if you don't know how to edit your circle to include family, you might have to step away from family for a good minute, because they're not healthy. You might have to stop telling your family your plans, because every time you bring something up, they throw dirt on it. Sometimes you might need that dirt. Without the dirt, seed can't grow. So, you know. And your visions. Your visions are important. The vision of yourself. The vision that you have of yourself. The image that you have of yourself. Right now. Determined by your mindset. the vision that you have of yourself 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 30 years from now, 50 years from now. You don't know how long you're going to live. Stop being selfish. Stop being so pessimistic. You don't know how long you're going to live, family. You might have 1 week. You might have 100 other years, bro. You don't know. You don't know if a year from now you choose to change your lifestyle, your diet, how you think and how you behave towards others. You don't know when that's going to happen. It can happen in a week. It can happen in 6 months. It can happen in 5 years. You don't know how long you're going to be at that job. You don't know if something at that job triggers something in you that causes you to produce an industry that is in need right now, but which isn't available because it is still waiting on you to produce it. Because you're supposed to bring that to humanity. All these laws are important, but none of that shit matters if our body ain't right, our mind ain't right, our spirit ain't right. If we're selfishly creating businesses for money rather than the value that we can provide through those businesses, we're going to be failing ourselves and our family and this planet as a whole. But if we do things out of the value that we can bring, then the quality of the thing that we choose to do, of the product that we choose to create and provide humanity with, will make us rich. There is no if or buts, but when. It might take 6 months, or it might take 10 years. Are you that committed? You might have to work a side job. You might have to have a few side hustles in the process of this great endeavor that you embark upon. But it's going to take commitment. It's going to take you making a promise to yourself that this is what you want to do with your life. Now, not everybody's an entrepreneur. Like, not everybody's a writer. Not everybody's a singer. Not everybody can fight the way a Mayweather or a McGregor, right? Or a Canelo can fight. But hey, look, Mayweather don't even know how to read well. Yet the dude is worth over $500 million. Right? But like I said, not everybody is gonna want that much money. Some people might be satisfied with just, 50 or 100K a year. Some people want 50, 100, or $1 million a month. Everybody's different. Everybody's desires are different because everybody's dreams are different, because everybody's level of impact that they want to have on life is different. There's going to be a lot of men that are just satisfied with one wife and a few kids. There's other dudes that are not going to be satisfied, that they're going to want either more than one wife or multiple baby mothers and not give a shit about taking care of any of those kids. I grew up without a father, and I got 6 other siblings on my father's side. Thankfully, I chose to be more mindful with my life. Thankfully. I don't have any children yet. But I do have nieces and nephews. I wanted uncles. I never had an uncle, so I became the uncle that I wanted. And I'm still growing. A godfather. But hey, like I said in the beginning, never assume that anything anybody else has came naturally, that they were born with it. Nah, family. It took work. It took effort. It took persistence. It took perseverance. It took diligent focus on the cultivation and development of whatever quality, capacity, and skill set that individual can now utilize to his benefit, for the benefit of others. Like a carpenter building a house, a table, or a chair. All great things take time, they take effort, and they take consistent repetition, consistent refinement, mindful refinement, intentful refinement of the tasks, the skill sets, and the qualities needed to accomplish whatever it is that individual desires and makes the conscious decision to accomplish in this life. It takes conscious use of one's willpower in order to do the great works that one truly, out of their core, wants to do in this life, in order to live the life that they truly want to live, that they truly dream of living, that they truly wished to live, that they desired from infancy. It's all gonna take effort, family. It's gonna take a lot of prior proper planning, a lot of persistence, perseverance, and keeping the promises that you make to yourself, so that you may never lose faith, so that you may never lose hope, and so that you may continue to remain filled with grace and love in the process of accomplishing the tasks that will take you towards the manifestation of that great vision that you have for yourself. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the suck. Embrace the suck. Make the very best of it. And whenever you think you can't go no more, don't forget to breathe. In through your nose, out through your mouth. That's the last thing you're gonna do too. Breathe. Alright? One love. This will be on the tube. Go subscribe, like, leave your feedback. Is appreciated. Whatever value you have to offer, your thoughts, your critiques, leave them. I'm gonna read them. I'm gonna gain what I need to gain from it, and I'm more than likely going to have to respond to them. I just feel this need, right? I gotta answer. But other than that, ain't nothing but love. I won.